of the standing practice. First, skeletal alignment, basic points of skeletal alignment. Those points always exist no matter what posture you're doing within Taiji Chuan. So whether you're doing form or push hands or application, those points hold true. They are what we call conditions. I use the term conditions to mean that which you always maintain, and then on top of the conditions we apply specific causes to make different powers or whatever. But the conditions are maintained. Now, in some exercises that we do to make you better at Taiji Chuan, you don't apply those conditions. But when you're actually doing Taiji Chuan itself, they always apply. So you need to make your body capable of maintaining those skeletal conditions. Yep. Any questions on that? Does that make sense? You must focus on this. The fruit that you get from correcting your skeleton 10% is huge. Much more than you'll get from trying to work around it for 10 years. Oh, but I've got some technique, some skill, some external trickery to make up for my crappy alignment. It just doesn't work. It only works at a very shallow level, and then it gets worse and worse over time. If you correct your bones, which is the most center of your physicality, obviously things are going to be better, right? It's really important. So the first stage is, how do I make my skeleton organized in such a way that the soft tissue can let go as much as possible? Yep. We all understand how if your skeleton is in a weird position, the soft tissue, the musculature, and the white tissue are going to contract more than is necessary. It's obvious, right? And we all know that song is important in Tai Chi Chuan. Okay? So I hope this is very clear. The second part is to access the qi. If you don't access the qi, you can't sync the qi. If you don't access the qi, you can't mobilize the qi. You can't do any internal. It can't happen. To access the qi is the Yi Dao, Qi Dao. Okay? Where Yi arrives, qi arrives. Yi meaning that silent attention, knowing quality, consciousness saturating the body. So when the Yi saturates the body, the qi arrives within the body. And the qi is of the body. The qi is not of outer space. Okay? The qi is not from the Big Dipper. Okay? The qi is not from, absorb it out of the trees and whatever they do, the hippies. Okay? It is bioelectric magnetic, produced by the body. Okay? You can't absorb it by imagination. Sorry. But I've spent years imagining the Big Dipper and a turtle. No. Okay? Not imaginary. If you want imaginary results, practice imagination. Okay? Not imagination. Reality. Saturate your awareness into your body. That is the most real part of your life. Your body is the most real part of your life. Saturate your awareness into your body. If you think the other parts of your life are more real, why don't you trade them? Right? No. Oh, my intellect. Oh, my imagination. Well, how about when you're sick? You don't care about anything else, do you? Because the body matters. Yep. So saturate your awareness into the body. And there, that is called Yi Dao. Okay? The Yi arrives inside the body, through all the cells of the body. And then, ding, you access the qi. Now, when we talk about this, we mean the qi of practice, the qi that is developed through the practice. Okay? Not the qi that keeps you alive. Not the qi from food, not the qi from breathing, not the normal qi. Okay? Not the normal nei qi that is you use that they manipulate in Chinese medicine or anything like that. The qi of practice, which is unique. However, it is dependent on the qi of your body, the natural health and everything. It arrives based on the interaction between the consciousness and the body. That is the cause. You must understand this and develop this. If you don't develop this, you cannot access the qi. Therefore, when you're not practicing, I strongly suggest you practice. That means, it doesn't mean you have to be doing stuff, but you have to come inside. I always say, turn the light around, come inside. Internal means inside, right? Come inside, come back, stop it. Just stop it. Stop looking at the girls, stop looking at Facebook, stop watching the movies, stop. Come back. Just come back. And then you're distracted. Boom, I'm out again, right? Come back. And then I'm out again. Come back. This is the practice. The hidden practice that you do in your normal life. Yep. This is the most important part. Without this, you cannot access the qi. And if you cannot access it, you can't do anything with it, and you cannot do the internal. Okay? You have to come inside. And when you practice doing this, you will realize just how conditioned you are to going outside. You want to go outside. You're pulled outside. And you have to come back. Now, the more you develop your body and mind, and the more pleasant you make your body and mind, meaning skeleton's corrected, channels are open, the body's a blissful place to be, you want to stay inside. It's natural to stay in good places, right? Very easy to stay in a good place, very easy. But in a stinky, rotten place, dog shit on the ground, it's freezing, you want to leave, don't you? So why do you want to leave your body? You're driven out of yourself. Everyone is. They're driven out of themselves. Why can't you meditate? Why can't you stay inside? Why can't you become still? Because the ground you're trying to rest in is unpleasant. It stinks. You get up, you leave. The consciousness is pushed out because you don't want to be there. If you make it pleasant, you naturally stay there. So there's two sides of this practice. One, learn how to come back. Turn the light around. Get inside. Arrive. Two, make it a better place to be so after you arrive, it's easier to stay. Okay? So getting the body work, doing the stretching, doing the training, whatever. Trying to live a life that doesn't make you riddled with guilt, that helps. Okay? Because you don't want to stay in because you know you're rotten, right? That's life, right? Make it so it's a nice place to be. Then you naturally stay. This is incredibly important. So that you arrive and stay and the qi of praxis shows itself to you. Boom, there it is. Now you can work with it. Okay? These are the first two phases of training. And this is why all kinds of training that are externalized, meaning, say people do things like imagine an opponent when you're doing the form. Okay, never imagine an opponent when you're doing the form. Or imagine the qi coming in, or think about the deity above your head, or whatever. It's outside. The mind is doing something. It's not arriving with quiet awareness when it's doing something. They're opposing qualities. So we quiet down the doing mind, the fabricator, the thinker, the imaginator, the neurotic worrier, right? That which is depressed, that which has anxiety, that bullshit part of your mind. You put it down, right? If you can do better, you throw it out, but you start by putting it down so that consciousness can enter the body and you can access qi. And then you have shen, yi, qi. That's the pathway to harmonizing. Okay? That is how you harmonize. And the balance and the yin and yang in the body, okay, which goes further than the body, but let's start with the body. These two components are based on know thyself. You can't do it if you're externalized with your attention. You have to bring your attention back and know, where's my head? Right? So if I was like talking to you guys like this about knowing thyself, it would be, how do you even talk like that? It's pretty hard. It would be meaningless. This guy obviously doesn't know himself. His head is like half a foot away from the rest of his spine. Or whatever else weird stuff people do. How do they get that state? How do you get there? You get there by not know thyself. By not knowing, you're doing it, right? Do any of us want to be like that? Hands up? No. So you got there by not knowing you were doing it, right? We all understand? It's like how you get like morbidly obese. All of a sudden, whoa, what happened? Right? Because you don't really realize, oh shit, I'm getting out of control here. You don't realize what you're doing, and then, damn. So you must know thyself, which is I-Tao. Bring the attention back to you, not outside. Bring it back and learn how to stay inside. Okay? This is incredibly important. I know it sounds like a bit of a lecture, but without this, no training works. No practices work. Nothing. Everyone wants the secret, best method, the fast method, enlightenment in one life cycle, but you can't bring your attention back to your body. You have to start by having the components, right? And the primary component is consciousness, Shen. I is like the doorway to how your consciousness interacts with the body, which gives you access to the Qi. These three have to harmonize and work together.